Hello, I'm just doing a quick follow-up video from the one I done the other day of the unboxing of the Tomb of Annihilation draft pack Dicemasters. I'm going to have a quick show and chat of what dice and what cards I've chosen and a quick rundown of why. So first of all, the basic action dice. I started with Insect Plague. I decided this was quite a good way to get a load of sidekicks up into the field zone if needed. It is also a very good way of emptying my bag of all the NPC dice as they end up going into the use pile, and it means that it increases the chances of pulling out another dice that I want that would be in the bag, as I wouldn't be pulling them out. The other basic action card that I chose was Scorching Ray, which say draw from your bag, deal damage to target character dice or player equal to the purchase cost. Them two also will work together quite well, because if I've got no NPC dice in the bag, then it means there will definitely be a purchase cost to do that. Obviously the downside of basic action cards are that either player can purchase them. So starting over here, this is the one I was least sure about, but I chose the Doppelganger purely because of the copyability, and it could be a cheaper way of using one of the higher level dice, or higher cost dice I should say, for a cheaper cost. I've chose Fenfaza, how you pronounce her name. I like using the tune a lot, based on the fact that it deals the damage to a player or character dice if you use a basic action, or an action dice I should say. But with this one as well, I also get the bonus of they will gain +1 attack if I use one. So the next one is the Green Devil Mask. I chose the lesser trap in the end. This was a bit of a hard choice between the two that I got. So this one triggers if I have 4 more active character dice, and the effect is the opponent must re-roll all of their active character dice, move any that roll an energy face to the use pile. Good way of getting rid of characters off of their field zone. The other one is if they have a higher cost character than you can draw 3 bag. You draw 3 dice from your bag and prep them. And a very hard choice between the two, because at least with the other one, it's a very good way of churning through the bag and getting the number of rolls. When I finally come around to playing, this will probably swap, but I realised that this one's more likely to be triggered than the other one. I've got the Yinti Pure Blood. I like using these. They're only a 2 cost, but they've got the attune, but they can also not be targeted by action dice or global abilities, which obviously benefits it a lot. Next is, I also chose 4 of them dice because of the attune ability and because of the low cost. As you see, most of mine do have attune, so even though I know the wording's changed on it now, so that you doesn't matter how many dice are up there, you only get to deal that damage once, but it's still extra damage. And it's quite a good way to also, or quite cheap way to get extra energy. So next I've got Queen Grab Stab. I've got two of her. So while Queen Grab Stab is active, when one of your character's swarm abilities is triggered, draw 2 dice instead of 1. Which leads on to the next card that I'm going to choose, which is the Buriati Battle Stack, which has Swarm. This is the only one that I've got with Swarm. I was debating one of the other cards, but I didn't particularly like the text on it. And because it's got Swarm, I've decided to do the plus. So I've decided to do the 4 dice. But while they're linked together, they will also get +1 attack and +1 defense. And get to draw 2 dice instead of 1. So I believe that adds up to, you draw three dice when the Swarm ability triggers. I still need to check on FAQs about that, but that's how I believe it happens. Another reason I've taken the 4 Yinti, and a lot of these are quite cheap ones, is for the Tomb Guardians. So you can knock out 2 character dice to purchase one of them. So obviously once the purchase, or once you've knocked them out, you then prep them and get to reroll them next turn, and any luck they might come out again. But most of these are monsters, so that ability is quite beneficial. The fact that admittedly it only affects action dice, but they still take 2 less damage, and they've got quite good stats. And with the wording of this doppelganger as well, means I can always copy it. As well as my last one. I've only got one of these. It's my most expensive one on here. It's yet another one with a tune. But while he's active, when you use your action dice, the next evil character dice you purchase this turn costs 2 less, to a minimum of 1. And it's also got the global ability of once per turn reroll target action dice in your reserve pool or field zone. So yeah, most of these. So that one's evil. That one's evil. That one's evil. And that one's evil. So most of them are evil. So if I can get him out quite quickly, which I should be able to do with that, it means I'm purchasing the Buriati Battle Stack for 1. I'm purchasing Queen Grab Stab for 2. Fenfeza for 2. and the NT for 1, but the idea is the NT would probably be out before then. Anyway, that's it, just a very quick video today, and thank you for joining, and I'll see you soon.